Good afternoon. My name is Sandy Gudarf, and I am one of the co-chairs of the 8-4 committee. I am here today with my other co-chair and friend, Sandy Hunt. Yes, two Sandys sometimes made it very confusing, but we're here with most of the 8-4 committee to officially dedicate the Seed of Life Memorial. Welcome and thank you for coming this afternoon. Especially the families who lost loved ones. We are so thankful you could be with us today. Today is the 5th anniversary of the tragic event that is burned in our hearts and minds. And so it is only fitting that today we dedicate this sacred space to remember the loved ones we lost, others who were injured, and to thank the first responders and others who helped in the hours, days, and beyond after this tragic night. You know, in recent weeks, I found myself telling so many people, well, we're nearing the end of this project. But after reflecting, I realized that really we are at the beginning. For now, we have this special place that you asked for, a place where we can all gather to reflect, to love each other, remember, and continue to heal. So, let's go ahead and get started with the dedication. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce the City of Dayton Mayor Mims. Mayor.
Good afternoon. Come on, let's try it one more time. Good afternoon. There we go. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. This is humbling. Very special. I mean, special beyond belief because of what we have gone through as far as the community is concerned. But before I take off and do anything else, before I say another word, I want to at least recognize and thank the leadership of a former mayor, Nan Whaley. Give her a hand. She's here. Give her a hand. Okay, right over here. Okay. And Chief Bill, former Police Chief Bill. Where is he? Okay, right here as well. You know, being how's speaker? Okay. Being a Vietnam vet, being a person who was accustomed to weapons and having to deal with those kind of challenges was something that I had not experienced or thought of as far as the city is concerned. And that morning, working with our mayor, our police chief, just trying to figure this whole thing out and how we could do the best thing we could to address the needs as far as our citizens were concerned, especially those who had lost loved ones. It was painful beyond belief. And Commissioner Shaw and I, who were involved with some of the ministers, just sharing information with members of the family about what was actually happening. And again, those memories, those thoughts continue to haunt me. I'm happy to have my colleagues behind me as support. Matt Joseph, Chris Shaw, Shanice Turner-Sloss, because this is something, again, that is very special for this city. I am really appreciative of how this city responded. Really appreciate how the city responded. So without further ado, just a moment for this proclamation. And whereas the city of Dayton acknowledges the victims of the August 4th, 2019 mass shooting in the Oregon District and also their families. Whereas the August 4th Memorial Committee was formed to create a memorial right behind us here in the Oregon District in honor of the tragic events that happened on August 4th. And whereas this memorial is meant to be a place of reflection and healing for this community and members who were impacted by this tragedy. And whereas the city of Dayton remembers and honors the lives of Lois Oglesby, Sadiq Salek, Derek Fudge, Nicholas Klumer, Logan Turner, Thomas McNichols, Beatrice Warren Curtis, Monica Brickhouse, and Megan Betts. And now, therefore, I, Jeffrey J. Mims, Mayor of the great city of Dayton, Ohio, hereby proclaim August 4, 2024 to be the 8/4 Memorial Unveiling Dedication Day here in the city of Dayton. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Now I would like to introduce Montgomery County Commissioner Debbie Lieberman. Debbie?
Great job, baby. Great job. Good afternoon. I was just going to say, my fellow commissioner, I don't know where Judy is. She told me she was on her way, but if she's in the back, come on up, Judy. We're here today because this event was something that I don't think, maybe the Great Flood, right? But we've never gone through as a community, and it's hard to believe it's been 5 years. So on behalf of Commissioner Carolyn Rice, Commissioner Judy Dodge, Michael Colbert over there, our county administrator, we're here to be a part of this, just to share in the recognition and this beautiful, the pieces that the team back there did are just going to be a wonderful, wonderful way for families and friends and all of us to come and reflect and hope that nothing like this ever happens again to our community. This day of dedication of the Seed of Life will be a place of reflection and hopefully continued healing to our community. It is yet another example of our ability as a community to collaborate and turn a tragic event into a place of hope through community involvement. And there are no words that can replace the lives that we lost 5 years ago. But now we have a place, and the families have a place, where people can come together and remember the 9 people that were killed. This space acknowledges the trauma that exists because of this incident and also provides a place for trauma release and healing as a community. We understand the importance of mental wellness and how much it means to each one of us. And this project is vitally important to Dayton and Montgomery County. And I want to thank everyone that had played a role in this. The 2 Sandys, Sierra Leone, Jess McMillan, Terry Welker, and James Pate. This is amazing. It's just truly amazing. And the beautiful thing about it is we were all welcome to be a part of the mosaic. And raise your hand if you have a piece over there. I know many of us do, yeah. So it is, yes, and just for providing us that opportunity, it was really special for all of us. So, thank you. To all of the volunteers on this, and I know there are many of you, thank you. And most importantly, to the families of the victims. You know, my fellow commissioners and I are so honored to be a part of this healing process. And I want to give a special shout out to one of the survivors and someone that has taken the past 5 years and really become a voice against gun violence. And that's Dion Green, Fudge Foundation. You know, Dion is not only known here in our region and the state, but across the country. And people have come to respect Dion and hear him. And, you know, we're going to continue that fight alongside of Dion and the Fudge Foundation and hope for a day that nothing like this ever happens again anywhere. And we know how many times it has happened in the last 5 years. So many communities have been impacted. You know, Dayton's now down the list 5 years ago. But we want to make sure that this never happens again, so your voices are very important. But again, we will honor those that we lost that day and continue to thank these amazing artists. So thank you all.
Thank you, commissioners. The 8-4 committee was formed in January 2020. Yes, we've been at work for over 5 years. Former Nan Whaley, I know you're here. Mayor Mims recognized you, but I wanted to give you a shout out and thank you. Nan convened this committee. She asked Sandy Hunt and me to co-chair it, and it has been an incredible honor to do so. This committee, which you're going to meet in just a moment, they put their hearts and souls into this project. It was a long journey, and sometimes it wasn't easy, but we stuck together as a team, even working through the pandemic. We know that we needed and wanted to get this right. And we hope you agree that we did. The committee consisted of community partners, Oregon District businesses and residents, representatives from victims' families, and others. And I would like to take a moment to introduce the committee members that are here today. When I call your name, please come up and we'll hold the applause at the end. Sandy Hunt, Linda Ashworth, Kevin Gray, Dion Green, Holly Hornbeck, Rob Jones. Michelle Lovely from the Dayton Foundation was supposed to be here, but she has COVID today, so she hated to miss it. Lysandra James, Bethany Ramsey, Tina Rishas, Commissioner Chris Shaw, Austin Smith. These people, as I said, worked hard. These courageous people, and I mean it took courage to make some of the decisions that we had to make. So let's take a moment and please give these people a round of applause. Thank you all. Of course, this memorial would not have been possible without the community's generosity. Again, former Mayor Nan Whaley and Chris Kirschner, the president and CEO of the Dayton Area Chamber of Commerce, took the lead role to raise the funds that were needed to create this special space. Thank you, Chris and Nan. I would like to quickly read the names of our major sponsors: CareSource, City of Dayton, the Connor Group, Dayton Children's Hospital, Kettering Health Network, Montgomery County, Premier Health, Sinclair College, and the University of Dayton. And there were so many individuals, whether they only had $5 or $10, they wanted to make a difference. So we thank all of these generous people and companies, because we couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. A key role of the 8-4 committee was to select the artist team to design and build the memorial. We decided we wanted to get the best artist team that we could. So we embarked on a national search. We heard from the community that this space needed to be a place to reflect, remember, a place for hope, and a place to heal. We also knew that it needed to fit into the Oregon District's fabric, as they were so profoundly affected by the tragedy. Where's Eva? Eva? Come up, Ray, come up here, Ray, come here. Eva and her team at the Contemporary Dayton led this process. We received inquiries from throughout the country and in some cases the world. Ultimately, we received 36 proposals. The process was comprehensive, thorough, and at times very grueling. But guess what? We did not have to go any further than our own community. The entire Seed of Life team, yes, the entire team is right here from our Dayton community. They put their all into this. They listened to our community. They engaged our community in every step of the process, from design to installation. So now it's my pleasure to introduce the team lead for the Seed of Life team, Terry Wilker. Terry?
Thank you for being here on a hot August afternoon. My name's Terry, and I want to introduce the rest of the team. We have Jess McMillan, mosaicist, James Mate, renowned artist and community builder, and of course Sierra Leone. I call her our poet laureate. I don't know whether that's official or not, but that's who she is. I've been asked to make a few comments on behalf of the. I've been asked to make a few comments on behalf of the team, and Sierra will be sharing something special in a little bit. First of all, I want to say thank you for giving us the honor and the privilege of working with you as a community, and letting us share the fact that we get to be a part of this community. Thanks for being open to creative healing. And thanks for remembering. I'll begin today where we started a year ago, where we said we are peacemakers and placemakers. I'm going to share just a few things about what you're seeing, what we made, and also a little bit about how we got there, how we made those things, and how you were a part of the process. We came across the seed of life as an ancient symbolic symbol in our design process. There are lots of symbols in this place. I want to point out a few of them. First of all, the entire place is bathed in the symbolism that you find in poetry that Sierra was so much a part of. You'll find the ginkgo leaf, which is a symbol of life. Probably one of the most important symbols that you may not know about is called the Sankofa bird. The Sankofa comes from West Africa, and it's a symbol of a bird that's reaching back to getting something important that you may have forgotten so that you can move forward. So the Sankofa is probably the richest symbol in this. The seed of life has, in the mosaic on the ground, has 9 seeds, and those 9 seeds are reflected in the seed of life sculpture. You can enjoy all of this while sitting on the really wide, singular unity bench, not multiple benches, one bench. We decided, unlike just making some object or series of objects to contemplate, that we wanted to make a place for people. You, the Dayton Strong, because people are the true vessels of memory. This is about your memory and how you move forward. How did we do this? It began with some processes that involved you. Through the Mosaic Institute, we found 5,000 volunteers, 10,000 hands that placed tiles. This is how we as a community show caring and hope and the positive, lasting evidence of human concern through your hands. It's stated through the making of poetry and the work that Sierra did with the families and the various community groups to come up with the right words, the best words, the most meaningful things that come from your hearts and minds. And those are infused throughout the memorial. We love working with our Dayton community professionals. We like making things with people who make things. The Mosaic Institute, of course, and the team of strong professional women that run that organization by Jess. I also want to say something about our largest fabricator, Buddy Sheet Metal Works, who's been in Dayton for over a century now. The men and women of that organization are craftsmen who are true artisans of metal fabrication. Without them, we would not be here. So we're truly thankful for all of the collaborators. That's just 2 of them, but they're very notable. So we began as 4 artists, connecting with families, connecting with community. Today, as peacemakers and placemakers, we are 4 artists plus 10,000 hands. This is your place for reaching back to find those important things that you may have forgotten. This is also your place for moving forward. Sankofa. Thank you.
Thank you, teams. You know, I have known all these artists throughout my years of working downtown, but I must admit now, I really know them after the last few months. They've become good friends, and I am just so thankful for their passion and drive to get this done. You know, in your program, you will see a whole list of partners who gave of their time. You will also see a list of all kinds of in-kind contributors. You need more concrete? Heck, we're going to give it to you. You need all those plants planted? We're going to donate it. This community rallied behind this space and behind all of you here today. So with that, I'm going to introduce my co-chair to continue the actual dedication of the memorial. Sandy?
All right, good afternoon. My name is Sandy Hunt, and it has been a privilege to be the co-chair of the 8-4 committee. As some of you may know, I am from the Dayton area. I worked at the Montgomery County Prosecutor's Office as the director of the Victim Witness Division. Last year, I moved outside of Washington, D.C., and now I work for the National Organization of Victim Advocacy. And thank you. Enough to applaud for that. But providing victim assistance to anyone in need is not only a passion of mine, but a calling. And so being part of this committee was so important to me to give back the little bit that I was given from all of you. During the past 5 years, we've worked diligently and thoughtfully to create a memorial that would encompass hope and healing. During the process, we reached out to survivors, to victims, to business owners, and community members for input to capture the heart and soul of the Dayton community. On August 4th, 2019, while I was working in the Victim Witness Division, my office was called to respond to the Dayton Convention Center. We were there to provide support and assistance to families, to injured victims, to the community, to anyone who needed our support. Since that day, the Victim Witness Division and many other community responders have been providing outreach and support. Today, we are here to remember those who were killed, those who survived, and those who were changed forever. At this time, I would like to introduce Lysandra James. She's a survivor, a mother, a grandmother, a sister, and a friend. Lysandra.
Good afternoon. When my daughter Lois died, she left us two young children that are too young to understand what had happened that day, except to know that their mother was gone. Since her passing, I've worked hard to ensure that they know their mother's story. Unfortunately, this tragedy is included in that story. Today, I'm thankful to have a physical space to come to share her part of the story. When I joined the 8-4 Memorial Steering Committee, it wasn't easy for me. It takes a lot to live again in the present and not dwell on the past. But this committee made it a safe place for me to share how I was feeling and whatever I was going through at that moment. Thank you to both Sandys and the entire committee for making this experience memorable. The work done to ensure every voice in the community was heard, from the surveys to the focus groups, was well thought out. Thank you to the Seed of Life for your hard work. This memorial site is a critical piece that will open up the door to healing for many. It will unite people and promote the collective healing of our community that we desperately need. I want to thank the Fudge Foundation for their ongoing support. Their annual event to honor the 9 souls lost on that day is a testament to their dedication. Thank you personally to Dion for his unwavering support and stepping up to the plate. To the first responders, we are deeply grateful for your remarkable service. And lastly, to anyone who thought of us that day, who sat with us, who listened to us, who even wiped a tear, we are forever grateful. And thank you. God bless.
To those who were injured, your pain is not forgotten. You live with physical and emotional scars that are daily reminders of this tragedy. To those with invisible wounds, witnesses, business workers and owners, residents, and those who were present, your pain is recognized and your suffering is felt. To the first responders and the many others who offered aid, thank you for all you did and all you continue to do. And to the Dayton community, your love and resilience is what makes Dayton strong. I would now like to read the names of those whose lives were taken. Derek Fudge, Monica Brickhouse, Saeed Saleh, Beatrice Warren Curtis, Logan Turner, Lois Oglesby, Nicholas Coomer, Thomas James McNichols Sr., Megan Betts, also known as Jordan Kofer. Please join me in a moment of silence. Nine doves released to represent peace for all of us. May all who leave here know the impact of violence. May this memorial offer comfort, strength, peace, hope, and serenity. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Sierra Leone, who will lead us in a poem.
Remember the seed. Sunlight shines on a mosaic of gnarled and supple hands, tilling the soil of sorrow and solace, sowing the enduring seed of life. Hands steeped in generations of gully-scarred Gem City grit. Reach back and pour from the rootstock of ancestral resilience, etched upon weathered gay rooftops and vintage Victorian trim, tracing back to tales of treasured Oregon District traditions. Out of the dark of darkness, a deluge of morning rain, watered seeds of courage, wedged beneath the cracks of uneven concrete by pioneering feet on the corner of Jackson Street, bloomed into a beacon of unwavering bravery in the face of carnage and catastrophe. Strangers sharing proximity, staff serving, friends bar hopping, and first responders across the Miami Valley, choked on panicked grief, sobbed in disbelief, comforted the ailing, throbbed as one human heart, beating in survivors' solidarity. The ears of heaven rang, and 9 apotheosized doves spread their whistling wings on Fifth Street. Halos of hurt harnessed the stems of sorrow. We climbed toward the light of lasting peace. Candlelit eyes have grown weary, lamented with images of sidewalk roses, stumbling over condolences, cobblestone cries, wilted scarlet carnations, and handmade signs. Individual veneration speeches. Lawmakers, do something. Remember the seed of a mother's might, a father's prayer, a son's liberty, a daughter's loyalty, a brother's grit, a sister's spirit, an aunt's affection, an uncle's wit, and a friend's laughter to mollify the resin of resistance. Disperse seedlings, sow harmonious, grounded healing. We are all on a pilgrimage to be loved. In between the coming and going home, there is space to grow. Thank you.
Thank you. That was Del Braun, retired sergeant from the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department.
Thank you so much. Okay, this concludes our ceremony today. Just a couple quick points. Make sure that you peruse the space today and talk to some of the artists. To the left or your right, there are samples of tiles that if you would like to take them home, please do. There are also seeds of life, packets of seeds that we encourage you to take home and plant in your own flower gardens so you can continue to remember those that we lost. And lastly, we encourage you to visit a lot of the businesses in the Oregon District, get out of the heat, grab lunch, do a little shopping. They have been through a lot. Sandy, comments, my friend?
Thank you all so much for coming. Like I said, this has been a long road to this process, but I'm so proud to be part of this. And let's remember that we're all Dayton strong.